If there's one thing that I have always said, is that I think Star Wars fans are among the worst fans of all fandoms, I should say. And so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, particularly Star Wars fans and this sense of entitlement that they have. Uh, it's really kind of mind-boggling to me how Star Wars fans act sometimes, and and I'm even putting aside all the hateful things they do to other members of their own fandom, which is a whole nother thing I don't understand. You know, it seems like you can't have an opinion about these Star Wars movies anymore. If you hated The Last Jedi, you're gonna get attacked by people who liked The Last Jedi, and if you liked The Last Jedi, you're gonna get attacked by people who hated The Last Jedi, and that's just the whole thing that's ridiculous too. But it's specifically this entitlement I see within Star Wars fans. I don't know where it comes from, and I don't know how they get it or why. But there's just one thing that I started thinking about, and I guess it's just what I want to say to like all Star Wars fans right here. I'm speaking to every single Star Wars fan out there. I want you guys to think about how lucky you are. I mean, I want you to think about how petty your complaints sound. Your nitpicks. It's almost kind of pathetic. I mean, look at other fandoms. Other people who are fans of stuff. Besides maybe Marvel with how much MCU they've been putting out, there no other fandom like Star Wars has gotten the kind of exposure and content that Star Wars has gotten. It's kind of pathetic that you're complaining like this and nitpicking all these things. I mean, within the course of 5 years, there have been 5 Star Wars movies. There have been 3 animated Star Wars TV shows. You have 2 you have 2 live action TV shows coming out. You have hundreds and comics and books and audiobooks and whatnot. Every time you get a movie, every time Star Wars fans get a movie, there's a novelization and a junior novelization. I mean, you get 2 novelizations of your movie. You get visual dictionaries and stuff like that. I mean, and you're getting like a theme park world. I mean, like I said, no other fandom is as well off as Star Wars is, except for maybe MCU and I suppose maybe Harry Potter. But there have been a lot of really bad Harry Potter movies, in my opinion. And the MCU fans, they don't hate each other as much as Star Wars fans hate each other. But of course, the problem with MCU fans, though, I would guess, is there's a lot of the Marvel versus DC stuff going on. That's a whole nother thing. But there's not a lot of animosity within the MCU fandom. And I don't know. But just think about other people who are fans of other things. They don't get this kind of attention that Star Wars fans get with all this content that's being put out. Most people, if they're a fan of something, they either gotta wait 2-3 years to see something, or they gotta maybe hope that it's gonna come out. Are we gonna get a sequel to this? Who knows? Maybe. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to wait a couple years till they announce it, and then wait a couple years until they start filming it, and then a couple months after that till we see a trailer, and then after that movie comes out, that'll be it for another 5-6 years. And then there's other fandoms where they don't even get news about upcoming third installments and whatnot. And it just feels like, really? You're going to complain about movie number 4 of 5 did something you didn't like, and you have these petty complaints like, oh, Star Wars The Last Jedi, you don't see a lightsaber, touch a lightsaber, that's, really? Really? You gonna complain there's too many women in The Last Jedi? You gonna complain she has pink hair or purple hair? I don't know. It's really, it's honestly, it's sad and pathetic. I mean, you need to just take a look at other people and other fans of stuff and what, what they deal with. I mean, just look at me with all the things I like. How long did I have to wait for Jurassic Park 4? I mean, they were talking about Jurassic Park 4 the same time they were talking about Indiana Jones 4. And I'm not even going to mention Indiana Jones 4 and how that turned out. I mean, all the other stuff that I like. I mean, who knows when we're going to get another Cloverfield movie, if we even are. Cloverfield Paradox didn't do that good, and that kind of halted the brakes a little bit. What else did I like? I mean, Lord of the Rings. Honestly, kind of worried about the Lord of the Rings TV show. That's like the only thing we're going to be getting for Lord of the Rings content. And I'm worried that with Game of Thrones being over, there's going to be this push to make Lord of the Rings the next Game of Thrones. And that would mean Lord of the Rings would have themes and elements in it that don't fit with Lord of the Rings. Like, Lord of the Rings shouldn't have, nudity or incest or ultraviolence. Those things don't fit within the realm of the world of Lord of the Rings. So, but that's it. We're getting a Lord of the Rings TV show. There isn't Lord of the Rings park that I could go visit. There's not a Lord of the Rings movie and a Lord of the Rings animated TV show and a dedicated Lord of the Rings streaming service. No, I got 3 movies, 3 prequels, and an upcoming TV show. It honestly, I don't know. I mean, what else? And let's talk about all these TV shows that I like that have ended and are going nowhere. I mean, shows like Jericho, X-Files. They're probably done with X-Files at this point. 2 seasons of Jericho. Heroes. Talk about a great season 1 of Heroes, and then just a rapid decline into atrociousness to season 5, which was just terrible. It was really terrible. I mean, it was Scrubs season 9 level bad, or maybe worse. But I mean, I don't know. It's this whole way the Star Wars fandom has been acting makes me kind of like not want to be a Star Wars fan, honestly. I mean, at this point, I want to see Rise of Skywalker and then be done with it. Wash my hands with Star Wars and say I don't care anymore. I haven't seen this Resistance TV show that come out. I think the art style doesn't look that good. And yeah, I'm probably not going to get the Disney Plus streaming service, so I don't know when I'm going to see The Mandalorian and the Cassian Andor spin-off show, but I'll probably not see those, honestly. I'm thinking just, watch Star Wars Episode 9 and then be done with it. Call it a day. Move on. Watch other things. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really sure what else there is to say. Honestly, this has all kind of been in response to the whole rant thing that happened with Christian Harloff and Collider Live, where he wasn't invited to Galaxy Edge and he feels like Jedi Council should have been invited because they've been such a popular or successful Star Wars show, I suppose, or whatever. Now, I'm not going to talk about whether or not I agree with what he said or not. At this point in my YouTube career, I don't want to alienate other YouTubers who I may at one point want to, you know, meet up with. So, but it's that level of entitlement, and I don't know. I mean, hey, I've been doing a Half-Life 3 show for 576 days. You don't see me me complaining. And hey, I haven't had any time off from that really either. Any breaks, or it's just been same old for 576 days. See, apparently, even though I start off every video saying what day it is, I can never remember what day it is. Like, I don't know what day today is, but I do a daily video update saying what day it is, and every day I gotta look on my phone to see what day it is to remind myself. But I can somehow always remember how many days I've been doing this. But yeah. And honestly, when I started up the daily Half-Life 3 updates, I was honestly expecting there to be some stuff, because we have gotten some stuff in the past. I mean, it's not much, but there was stuff. You know, there was leaked concept art, or like there would be a sound file that was in the files of another game, and like the sound file was labeled HL3 such and such. But honestly, for the last almost 2 years, it's been really quiet within Half-Life 3 news. No, weird. I don't remember when the Episode 3 stuff was released. I think that might have been before I was doing this. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of... It's been really silent, and that's... I wonder if that's a little sign of doom, that this isn't going anywhere. I don't know. But, yeah. It's just disappointing, you know, Star Wars fans. Just get your act together. Look at other fandoms and what they have. And what they have. Can't you just, you know, be happy with what you're getting? I mean, you can be a little picky, you know. If you don't like this movie, wait a year, like the next movie. You don't like the movies, watch the TV shows. You know, you've even had, I forgot to mention this, 2 AAA games in Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars Battlefront 2. I mean, it doesn't even seem like they're releasing that many Marvel superheroes related games anymore either. It used to be like every time there was a superhero movie, there'd be some crappy superhero game coming out. When was the last time we had a Lego game? I haven't had a Lego game in a while, like since The Force Awakens maybe was the last Lego game we had. Because I know we had one for The Hobbit. It was the first 2 Hobbit movies, and there was going to be a DLC or whatever for the 3rd Hobbit movie, but they never released that. That was disappointing. But yeah, maybe The Force Awakens was our last Hobbit. Maybe Force Awakens was the last Lego Star Wars game. Which is surprising. There's been 4 movies since then. You can make, I mean, geez, you can make a whole big game out of just the stuff that we haven't, just out of the movies we haven't gotten yet. And now I gotta look at the timeline, see when Star Wars Rebels started compared to Force Awakens release. Because I don't even think there was any Star Wars Rebels stuff in Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens. I know there was some connective stuff between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens, but that was it. Some like spin-off, like Admiral Akbar C-3PO team-up mission or something, which I'm sure is completely canon. But Yeah. Been a while since we had a Lego video game. We didn't have anything for the Lego Fantastic Beasts movies. The 6 of them we're getting. Yeah, but hey, at least I don't know. I don't know how I was gonna end that sentence. Indiana Jones 5, maybe at some point. That could be cool. Jurassic Park 5, Jurassic Park 6 could reunite the 3 from the first Jurassic Park. That would be really cool. A constant supply of MCU movies to look forward to. A Venom 2, and the possibility of Venom being put in Spider-Man 3. Well, not Spider-Man 3, it would be Spider-Man Home something. I think they're really painting themselves in a corner with that home. You know, Spider-Man, Homeward Bound. Spider-Man Home Slice. Spider-Man Home Alone. That could be cool. Spider-Man No Place Like Home.